What is up, everyone? It's your main man, Boogie Bills, coming at you with another Kenobi synopsis video. This one of episode 3. I'm going to be bringing you the first half. The second half's going to be over on Melgar Media's YouTube page with the link down below. Feel free to smash that like and subscribe button over here and over there if you love this video and you love the content that we're bringing you. Thanks so much, everyone, and enjoy. Kisses. And welcome back, folks. It's episode 2 of Scruffy Nerf Herders with Melgar Media and your main man, Boogie Bills here. We're coming at you hot on this episode 3 Kenobi synopsis. We're just going to get right into it. Mr. Melgar Media, what did you think about that one and how it started out?
Juicy. I had my expectations kind of tempered for this third episode, knowing that we're at the halfway point. So I knew that they had to kind of start moving things along a little bit quicker and start hitting the action. And with these actors, you know, as big as they are, I'm sure that they only have an allotted amount of time to get this all done and out. So I knew some juicy stuff was coming, but I do keep my expectations a little bit tempered because it is Disney, and I know that they're making content for all ages. So sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, okay, you know, like this has got to be included for some of the other fans that aren't just OT. You know, live or die.
Well, and I mean, I like how they're starting off this one for sure. They're coming in hot with that really tormented Obi-Wan look. We're seeing it on there. He's still going for that Qui-Gon connection that we were talking about last week. You know, I think that's definitely coming to fruition, especially with the way that Liam Neeson likes to play jokes and stuff like that. I could definitely see a cameo coming up here soon. And I think
it's going to be a major part of the plot for sure. At the end, I think you said it right out the gate. You know that he's really going to have to be tested, and I just keep seeing in these first few episodes that's probably going to be a pinnacle for us, and it'll be a good way to sign off on. You know,
yeah, I can't wait for that too. We also got that beautiful Mustafar scene, right, coming on in, seeing Darth Vader. Just getting assembled, just the intricacy of how painful that routine is, that suit is. It's kind of made to, as we know, to incite pain in Darth Vader too. That helps with his dark side connection with the Force. We're getting James Earl Jones back too. I mean, it's awesome, man.
I mean, just hearing his voice come back, it just brings back the magic of having anything Skywalker related, saga related. And just as many people think that we should move past it and it should be, you know, once we're done with these, stop bringing it up. But it's just like in Rogue One, that for, you know, the last 2 minutes of the movie was some of the best, and that was not even involved in the original script. So anytime that you bring all of the actors that work hard to bring Darth Vader to the screen, whether it be Hayden Christensen, James Earl Jones, just Anakin, Darth, and who did you want to mention? Obviously, the main guy that played Darth Vader in the very first trilogy. That is a very unspoken hero. Yes. So yeah, anytime that you see Darth Vader get put together, not just in the physical realm, but you see him being brought to the screen, it's heaven for me. I love hearing it.
I mean, throughout this episode and stuff, especially how he starts off on Mustafar, it's really cool to see. James Earl Jones doing a great job. We're also seeing Leia just become even more of a legend. I mean, right? She's getting this kind of almost diplomatic Jedi-ish training. She gets Lola back. I love that. And that's intermixed in with a couple of Obi-Wan youth tales from his youth on planet Stujon, I'm assuming, because that's where his homeworld's from. But, man, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, and it's as we mentioned, we were just chatting before we got on. Yeah. It is very cool and noble to see Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau bring some of the extended universe elements to Star Wars that they're working on, and without having to retcon
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
because they don't want to disrespect anyone else's work and the sequel trilogy. It was a very it split the fan base quite a bit and was very contradictory on some of the installments. But I feel like that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing a really, really good job of bringing some EU like cool elements of how Leia was force sensitive,
Yeah.
and we, since we didn't get to see her come to full fruition of becoming the Jedi
Yeah.
with Luke, as we saw in the extended universe, it is cool to go back now and see that she had always had this ability to read your thoughts somewhat, sway you into acting or thinking a certain way. So it's fun to see little Leia
Yeah.
with being force sensitive.
Well, not only was she a badass warrior, I think she brought that force sensitivity over to the diplomatic side of it. So no wonder why she was able to get all these fleets, start up this rebellion, and really get the work done. I mean, leave it up to a princess, right?
Yeah, and eventually become Mary Poppins even for a
Hey,
second.
hey, you love it, right? I think it was through that connection. Maybe it was through this little bit with Obi-Wan. It was just like, man, I think another positive for me right off the bat was seeing that Jedi escape route. After they're kind of betrayed by Freck, right? They get that awesome Jedi escape route from Tala, and it's just cool to see how deep that love for the Jedi still goes. It's kind of a cool
Yeah,
little
she
thing.
was she was she was calling it the path and how they're
Yeah.
safe houses and it's kind of like the
Hmm.
underground railroad
Yeah.
for Jedi force sensitive.
Yeah.
And then you
Saving
see the
people's
writings
lives,
on the
man.
wall.
Doing the right thing.
Literally see the writings on the wall. You see
Yeah.
Quinlan Voss is
Yeah.
involved and hopefully we get a live action. I mean,
I
so
would love
many
that.
great actors out there can take on that role.
Yeah.
And obviously, if he has been filmed, whoever they had to do it was kept under wraps.
Yeah.
So that's a fun little secret that we'll get to see
It'll be
who
nice. It'll
got
be
to play
nice.
that role, right?
If we see that, or if not, that might be coming up in the future here. Maybe we'll catch up. Maybe this will be when we see even possibly the demise of Quinlan Voss. Hopefully not, but we know he's still around, so it'll be cool to see that. It's just cool to see that lore on the wall, on the wall, like literally writing on the wall in that place. And I actually really like that loader droid as well too. That was a really cool little tidbit to that too. Having that come in, his interactions throughout were just awesome. To see that even droids can be literally a necessary part of the rebellion. That was cool too. I really
Yeah,
appreciated that.
they always do a really good job of
Yeah, yet again.
integrating all of the androids and robots. That even in the sequel trilogy, some of the ones that I wasn't super fond of,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't hit wrong on Solo as well. Like
No.
they just do a really good job
Yeah,
of
L three three
giving the
seven. Right.
robots and yeah,
Late.
the yep. And on Rogue One, I mean, Rogue One is one of my favorite.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
he's
Oh
just
dude,
his
K2SO, right?
humor is yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think they do a really good job of finding voice actors to play that role. And it's got to be hard because they're in the green screen little dots and everything, trying
Yeah.
to do their best Andy Serkis impression.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
they're
I
nailing it
think that
though.
they always do well with that. And to see them integrate it more, you think that they could oversaturate us with it? It's like, no, there's always a cute little robot
Yeah,
or,
and I think it'll eventually lead into a plot line too of like more of this droid movement of sentience, and kind of like not just being I mean, Leia's even pushing it too that they're not, that they're people too, kind of. So I kind of
yeah.
like that, her cousin treats him like crap and then Leia comes in and rectifies the situation in the first episode. I thought that was cool. Now we're kind of seeing it too that these droids are an essential part, an essential cog of the machine for sure.
Yeah, and they had that animated series for a second, Droids,
Yeah.
and they had one back in the 80s as well, right when
Mm-hmm.
they were doing
Yep.
when they had the Christmas special cartoon where we first got to see Boba Fett riding the big what was the name of that animal? Something Saurus, the one
Ooh,
that they're thinking that he might be riding again in
yeah.
this next uh, series, but. Yeah, I mean, droids has always been a
Mythosaurus.
major part of Star Wars, especially for me, and it's good marketing.
Yeah.
You can sell
Love it.
any kind of droid,
Yeah, right.
T-shirt, toy. The minute you see it on screen, you know it's going to be sellable at some
Mm-hmm.
point.
Well, I'm glad we had the mention of Quinlan Voss because he was kind of a dark side, kind of a tinge of that too, because the dark side was flowing on this one when Vader, comes in. I mean, that was crazy to see D Vader, the Darth man cometh, and it was hardcore. I'll say, when he comes in, the fear was palpable. We'll say that.
Yeah, and it was strange though. I noticed that they didn't use his theme song yet, which
Yeah,
I mean, is he growing into? Because I know that John Williams came back to do just certain parts. I know
yeah,
that he came back and created an actual Kenobi theme song because in the original he didn't create a specific theme song for Kenobi.
mm-hmm,
But you would
mm-hmm.
think that he would be able to use the Darth Vader scene. And so I'm wondering if they're using that to kind of show him grow with his power and how deep he gets into that
Yeah,
where he's stretched between the light and the dark,
I
because that
think this is a
song
growth
it's
tale for
very
sure.
symphonic.
I think this entire thing is a growth tale. We're gonna see Darth Vader growing into less of a human, right? I mean, as we've seen by the assembling of him, he's half a man now, right? He's walking out half a man. And then we're going to watch Obi come back together. He's lost it. Now he's at his, like, you could argue one of his lowest, his ex pupil. He's trying to save his ex pupil's son and daughter from his ex pupil that's now this machine monster. I mean, so the growth pattern here is, I think, going to be the main part of the story. So we're going to see a lot of failure, I think, from on both sides of their agendas. They're not going to be able to accomplish what they want yet again. And I think it's going to lend itself to the broken tale starting off. Hopefully we're going to get to a conclusion at the end of them mending it together. And especially Vader. And I think that that's reflected in the music as well too. I think that's why we're not seeing that full Vader music, that full Vader stuff. He's just coming into his own. That's why even his terrorist techniques when he's in that town are so brutal. It's like you see, like, later on he saves that mostly for soldiers seemingly, especially like when we get to Rogue One, which is a very scary scene. He's just
Yeah,
chopping,
vicious,
vicious,
vicious.
and it's
Yeah,
very cool, concrete, collected, concise. He knows exactly what he wants, and this, he's searching for it, and you can feel the passion still behind it. He still has that, almost that passion of the Jedi fueling his Sith rage, and I think we'll see in this he's going to become fully Sith. And I think
yeah.
I actually think some of his Inquisitors are going to push him towards that. Obi-Wan for sure. Definitely this upcoming chase. Hello, everyone. I hope you love that video. Please remember to smash that subscribe and like button and go on over to Melgar Media and watch part 2 of this video. Thanks again, everybody. I love you so much. Kisses.